It's going to be so much more of a status symbol to have a woman by your side in relationship with you, around you, influencing you, encouraging you, supporting you. On the other side of this mass women's awakening movement, because it's going to be her knowing herself what she needs and then choosing you as a man to complement that process. How crazy, like, it's not her being tossed around in some fucking capitalist exchange anymore. It's she knows what she needs for her optimal development, and then she can go find or allow a man to come for her in that state to amplify that. It's going to be just so much more a respectable thing in the future when it's the women choosing who they are with just as much as the man choosing who they desire to be with, instead of the man choosing who he wants to be with and the woman being forced by social expectation, by these institutionalized views, to be submissive to a man who she may lose respect for in the duration of that relationship. It's the patriarchy tries to say, hey, you know what? Women are very complex and they don't know what they want, so we're just going to decide what they want for them. And that fear you have of your woman leaving you for a better man than you don't have to deal with that no more, because we're going to make it so freaking hard for her to even be an independent person, have her own ideas, leave when she's ready to leave, and actually be validated when she's, being traumatized by you. So let's just make this deal between you, just us men, all right? And the women will just be consequence and collateral damage of it. So the future is actually going to be hypergamy based on a sense that includes women's conscious contribution. So the women that, like the men that are chosen by women, it won't be just because men created a standard and then kind of just like force all women to assimilate to liking that. Women will be able to get in their own communities, assess men on their own time, develop their own ability to like decide how we can coexist. And then they can also add a standard as to what men could or should be. Just as much as men have created a standard for themselves. But our standard is so flawed because we've never had anybody actually compete against our standard of masculinity. That's why we think we are so much greater in our heads than we actually are in real life, because we haven't let the reality of real life and the groups that we marginalize to tell us the truth that they are actually experiencing. Because they don't exist in our heads, in our delusional ass minds. They exist in the real world where our delusional minds are fucking up their real lives. So after or during this drought of Punain that's about to go down, and all the men who are about to lose the women in their lives, they're about to lose the people they wanted to court, they're about to lose respect for independent women. Like, you're going to have to watch from the sidelines the guys who actually love and support and care for women. And if you're smart, you will learn from them. If you're humble, you will take advice and instruction from the men who get women, who choose them, just as much as you'll take advice from the women that you one day desire to court and love and respect. Instead of only listening to guys who have only been traumatized or in toxic relationships with women, tainting your whole entire perception as to women as a whole. There's only two directions this world goes: Handmaid's Tale or heaven on earth. And a lot of you guys are really subconsciously begging for Handmaid's Tale because you don't want to do any more work in being a man. You don't want to love and support and raise women and care for them. You don't care. You just care about getting a nut off. And if that's all you care about, just buy a doll, bro.